Kevin?
It stands for Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus. Were you expecting a man?
Hey, welcome back to Screen Crush. I'm Ryan Airy, and the She-Hulk season finale was some of the best Marvel television that I have ever seen. This finale was something new, something different, but it still held true to the overall theme of the MCU, the struggles you face when living the life of a hero. But what was also brilliant about this finale was that in Jen's quest to not have a stereotypical Marvel ending, they ended up giving us one of the most earth-shattering, nay, universe-shattering events ever seen in the MCU. This finale revealed that the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe may be a simulation.
What?
And that fourth wall breaking characters like She-Hulk and Deadpool may actually be glitches in this simulation. Characters that aren't supposed to be self-aware, but following the destruction of the sacred timeline in Loki, this simulation is beginning to crash, and things are getting weird.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Peter Parker.
That's not possible.
I am Spider-Man.
We think that She-Hulk's ability to break the fourth wall, along with the introduction of Kevin, could all be stemming directly from the death of He Who Remains. And with Kevin having what seems to be full control over the Marvel multiverse, I wouldn't be surprised if Kang the Conqueror makes his way to Marvel Studios to kill Kevin to take over the multiverse. Now, the real-life Kevin Feige, has said before that Sylvie killing He Who Remains, which caused the destruction of the sacred timeline, that action is what made the events of Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness possible.
Because at the end of Loki, something happens that allows our universe to be exposed to the broader multiverse. And that's what allowed the other Spideys to come here and Doctor Strange's spell to go wrong. And it's what really sets off this movie.
In the finale, when Kevin says,
You will not be able to access the K.E.V.I.N. again.
What?
That error on our platform has been fixed.
that sounds to me like the She-Hulk fourth wall breaking glitch that has been patched. When Jen returns to the MCU, we don't see her break the fourth wall again for the rest of the episode. So we think that Jen may no longer be able to break the fourth wall because Kevin has patched the code in the simulation, fixing the error that allowed her to be aware of the program to begin with. I mean, she literally busted through the Disney Plus login page. But I think it's safe to say that she's not self-aware to the point that it disturbs her or makes her question her existence. You see, in most fiction, when a character finds out their entire life is a simulation, they freak out.
Are you a simulation? Huh? Are you a simulation?
But this glitch in the MCU simulation may just be enough of a glitch to make Jen aware that she is part of a show, but not aware enough to realize what that means for her existence.
Hey, why don't you slow down and explain what a simulation is?
You're right, my bad, I get excited. A simulation is the theory that the world that we know does not exist. Well, at least not in the way we think. The theory is that our very existence could actually be a very advanced computer program being run by a higher being.
Like The Sims?
Yeah, kind of.
I like Sims Pets. It's really fun how you can have a dog and just throw the ball and the dog will go get the ball and then you can do it again as much as you want.
I like that too. High five. Now, this simulation theory is often connected to the Mandela effect. This is the phenomenon of false memory shared by multiple people. Examples of this include that many people thinking the children's book, The Berenstain Bears, had always been called the Berenstein Bears. Another example is many people falsely remembering the character of Curious George having a tail, which he has never had. Now, while Mandela did die in 2013, a large group of people claimed they remembered him having already died in the 1980s.
You're supposed to be dead.
So what's humans having a bad memory got to do with the world being a simulation?
Well, some subscribers to this theory say that their memory is just fine, and that it is the world's history that has changed. They theorize that our world is a computer simulation that can be changed with a few keystrokes, and that their false memories are actually them remembering the way things were before the code was changed. Similar to how in the She-Hulk finale we saw certain series of events take place, and then Kevin, at the request of Jen, went in and changed what happened.
Recalculating.
And enough with this angsty nighttime. Let's do this big climax in daylight.
Making it to where, for example, this rematch between Hulk and the Abomination did not happen.
Oh man.
And Todd never transformed into a Hulk.
Oh, but that's good, because that's kind of lame and stupid.
The ability to rewrite reality would be something very appealing to a villain like Kang the Conqueror. So, whichever one of his many variants comes across Kevin first will very likely be the one who will succeed in conquering the multiverse. We could see a brutal scene reminiscent of when Ultron killed Jarvis.
Jarvis was the first line of defense.
But what if things go a happier route? What if the K.E.V.I.N variant isn't evil? What if instead he's...
He who remains.
Dude, get out of my head. Yes, He Who Remains. He Who Remains constructed the sacred timeline. The sacred timeline is essentially the culmination of the multiple timelines all existing in harmony. They run parallel to one another in a circular rinse and repeat fashion, happening again and again and again.
Again and again and again until we're both dead.
These specific realities are allowed to exist because He Who Remains has seen to it that none of these realities have an evil variant of himself. But then the question becomes, how did he do it? He Who Remains reveals that he did utilize the power of Elias to destroy the bad realities and end the multiversal war.
I weaponized Elias, and I ended the multiversal war.
But what did he use to assemble this new cohesive timeline? What technology did he use to move space-time and multiple universes into one circular timeline? I suppose that it's possible that Elias could have made that happen, but we think that he may have had help from someone else.
Kevin.
Yes. What if he used K.E.V.I.N to form reality as he knew it? Now, Eric Voss and New Rockstars tweeted out that he'd be working on a theory video speculating that Kang created K.E.V.I.N. So we're not going to speculate on that, except to say that yes, a brilliant scientist like Nathaniel Richards, aka He Who Remains, aka Kang, he would definitely be able to create a complex machine such as K.E.V.I.N, a machine that could help him keep the sacred timeline in order, a machine that could help him craft the story of the MCU.
I possess the most advanced entertainment algorithm in the world.
But we think that instead of creating K.E.V.I.N, he may have simply found K.E.V.I.N, and then he used him to create the sacred timeline.
Well, then who created Kevin?
Well, I think that it could have been... Huh. That was weird.
Kevin is amongst us.
Hi, Kevin. Hi.
We think the creator of K.E.V.I.N and the simulation could be the One Above All. Now, in the comics, the One Above All is essentially God. He is said to have created all of existence, including every universe in the multiverse and even beyond. And we actually got a little bit of a reference to the One Above All in Multiverse of Madness when we saw his servant, the Living Tribunal, right here. But in a world that's a simulation, in theory, that world's creator could be a 14-year-old kid chilling in his mom's basement playing on the computer. A kid from a very advanced, super intelligent civilization that we as humans would perceive as gods. But it's possible that, like how all of you 25-year-olds out there abandoned your DS pets and left them to starve, perhaps One Above All has also grown bored with his creation, leaving it to an artificial intelligence like He Who Remains to make his way into the source code and fix the world before it crashes. Another possibility for who created this simulation could be the Beyonder.
Think of me as one from beyond. Call me the Beyonder.
Another very powerful and basically omnipotent character in the Marvel Universe. The Beyonder played a major role in the original 1984 Secret Wars. It was the Beyonder who sent many of Earth's heroes and villains to Battleworld to fight. Now he does this so he can sit back and observe to study the battle of good versus evil. Something I could easily see an advanced being doing in their spare time on their supercomputer. So what if, like She-Hulk and Deadpool, He Who Remains also became self-aware, made his way to K.E.V.I.N and utilized his database, which you can see beneath the glass floor here. Utilized the database to bring structure to a simulation, his world, that he saw was about to be destroyed.
Nearly resulted in the total destruction of, well, everything.
Well, wouldn't you say that Wanda's Hex in WandaVision was basically a simulation?
Yes, it really was, and Wanda's ability to manipulate reality allowed her to create a world that didn't really exist. This could explain, for example, Evan Peters' Ralph Bohner playing Quicksilver, because the Evan Peters avatar has been used in this widespread computer program as an avatar for Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men universe, just like she pulled inspiration for her kids from another universe. Wanda's unique ability to manipulate reality could be her being so powerful that she is able to tamper with the stabilization of this computer program the MCU exists within. And remember the scene when the Hex is falling apart? This is pulled straight from the comics, but it's also reminded me of this scene from the Mandela Effect movie. Now that movie actually isn't half bad. It's really on the nose, but it's pretty interesting. Spoiler warning for that movie, but that scene is from the end of the film when the main character uses a supercomputer that runs a program to make the simulation that the universe exists within reboot.
Like restarting a computer.
Exactly. We've heard many times before in the MCU that the universe began at the Big Bang.
Big Bang sends 6 elemental crystals hurtling across the virgin universe.
But what if the Big Bang was not only the beginning of a universe, but also the ending of another universe? What if the massive explosion of energy that created one universe was actually caused by the explosion and destruction of another universe? What if Avengers Secret Wars also ends with a Big Bang that reboots the MCU, setting us up for a whole new saga and really a whole new era of Marvel shows and movies? Like Doug said, it's like a computer. When your computer has too many things running and it freezes, you reboot it, shutting it down and clearing out everything that wasn't working, and giving it a new fresh start, just like we see the movie studios do with franchises every so many years.
Talk about how Deadpool's going to play into this.
Well, Deadpool could fit in this in a very exciting way. Like She-Hulk, he too is a glitch in the system, a character that is self-aware. And with Deadpool coming from his universe into the MCU, I can't help but wonder if the program is starting to crash. What if the universe Deadpool came from literally got erased from the hard drive, and he's made his way to the MCU because he has nowhere else to go?
And what if Hugh Jackman doesn't make it over and is deleted forever, rivaling Logan for the most sad death scene?
That's not a bad idea, Doug.
So aren't we taking this a little too literally? What if Kevin was just a fun fourth wall breaking tool to have fun with the audience and help give Jen control of her own story?
Well, buddy, like Commissioner Gordon said,
You're not allowed to believe in coincidence anymore.
So let us know, do you think that the MCU is in a simulation? Do you think that we'll get to see Kang meet Kevin? Let me know in the comments below, or you can add us on Twitter. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe and smash that bell for alerts. For Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy.